everyone. I just wanted to take a moment to talk about the website Symbaloo, which is a wonderful tool to help you and your students keep track of your most visited websites. In this video, I'm going to show you how I use Symbaloo personally, and then show you how to quickly start setting up your own. If this is a tool that you find helpful, you can share it with your students and have them make their own. To start, I want to let you know that I have made Symbaloo my homepage on Google Chrome, meaning that every time I open up a new Google Chrome window, it will take me to my customized Symbaloo homepage. So as you can see, this is my page right here. I have set up my own page to have a very plain background, and you could set this to be whatever picture you want it to be. I just chose something plain. I have websites featured that I use personally the most often in these top 2 rows. And then I have presentation tools and gaming platforms that I use in my classroom all the time. Down here, I have research tools and other resources over here, and any other type of features that I wanted in the bottom corner here. This personally just made the most sense to me, and you can customize this however you want. I have customized where each icon, or Symbaloo actually calls them tiles, where each icon can go, and I've also left some blank spaces as room to grow. To start using Symbaloo, you are going to visit their homepage, which will look one of 2 ways. Something like this, or something like this, which is kind of an already set up pre-made template. Now, if you like something like this, you could go ahead and sign up using this Create Free Account button, or if it takes you to this area, you can either use that Create Free Account button or say that you are a teacher. What you definitely want to make sure of is that you are signing up for the free version. The pro version, it's not really necessarily worth it, and we would definitely want to let our students know that they're not going to have to pay, and neither should you, for using this website. So I'm going to go ahead and create a free account. And then this is a pretty familiar page. I always make sure that I sign up for new accounts on educational sites using the Google button. That means all I have to do is sign in using my MCS email and my computer password, and it will be the same for your students if and when they choose to sign up. So I'm back on my main homepage for Symbaloo because I've been using Symbaloo for a while now, but you're probably going to have a blank template that's all ready for you to set up. On the top of my page right here, you'll notice that I have different web mixes, which is what Symbaloo calls your different pages. So you could actually customize this for each class. I normally just stay on one page because that makes it easy for me. But if I had different things that I wanted to keep track of, like different YouTube videos that I show in my classes, I've started a Symbaloo for that, just as a place to keep them safe. But mostly I stay on one page. This would be a great tool for your students because they could have a different web mix for each one of their classes, or they could arrange their tiles for each one of their classes, depending on how they wanted to do that. So to start a new web mix, I'm going to go ahead and click on the plus button right here. Now, technically, you could search for different templates that other people have already made and actually make that and then customize it to your own type of preferences. But to be honest, I just prefer to make it from scratch myself. So I'm going to go ahead and just call this a test web mix, and I'm going to go ahead and click add. So when I do that, it starts off with a very generic kind of background. Don't worry about the picture in the background right now. You can change that, and you'll see all these empty squares, which are places for you to put the websites that you most use. So you have to think, what are the websites that you use the most often, okay? And you definitely want to have the web addresses for those. So you might want to open up another tab and say, you know, I know that I want Schoology on there because I use Schoology a lot. I want Nearpod on there because I use Nearpod a lot. Grab them. So on Symbaloo, you want to go ahead and just start adding those tiles, and you can arrange them, and you'll see the background kind of changes every now and then. You could also make that not happen if you don't like that. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on a tile and start creating. When I do that, it's going to open up the tile editor. So I definitely want to always click create a tile. And that web address I was telling you about, like Schoology, I'm going to go ahead and copy that web address. Or if you just know it by heart, which I do, I'm going to go ahead and just type it in. Now, when I press enter on that, I definitely do want to clarify that this is a website. You have different options if you want to, but really the website's the one that you're going to mostly use. And then you want to give it a name. This one automatically defaulted to log into Schoology. I just want it called Schoology. And let's be simple. Now you can choose to have this actually show up on the tile itself, or go just based off the icon. And sometimes if the website is popular enough, it will have icons already there. So you can go ahead and choose that. But to me, that doesn't look very nice. So you can actually upload your own image for an icon that you use the most often. So let's say I want to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go to Google Images, and I'm going to go ahead and look at the Schoology logo. And I'm going to go ahead and pick that one. And I'm going to right click and save that to my desktop, so I know where to find it. And then back on Symbaloo, I'm on this editing feature here. I'm going to go ahead and upload an image. And I'm going to go ahead and choose a file. So I'm going to find that saved picture that I have on my desktop. There it is. I'm going to open it, and then I'm going to go ahead and click upload. And I'm going to crop it to what I want it to show up as. I want the whole thing, and I'm going to use that selection as a tile. You'll see now on the top, that icon is there. I could also change the text color, the background color, a lot of different things. I could search for different tiles if I wanted to, but I'm going to go ahead and just create this one, and I'm going to save it. There's my tile right there. You can do this for all of your different websites that you want. And if I wanted to maybe make this go somewhere else, I can go ahead and drag and drop it, or I could remove that tile if I wanted to as well. If I wanted to edit this tile, then I right click on it and I can edit that tile or delete it from there as well. And I'm back to this main page. So that is basically how you just create a tile, and then you would continue to do that for all of the other websites that you use the most often. Now I just want to show you how to customize this background. And you would do that by clicking on the options for this web page at the top of the page. So you want to make sure that you're in the web mix that you want to change. You can rename the web mix from here. You can change the wallpaper, and they do have options. If you wanted to make it a static picture, you could just use a color if you wanted to, or you could upload your own background image, which is fine. Also here, you could resize your web mix. So if I'm going to go ahead and toggle that to on, you'll notice how these new brackets came up. So I could add a row, or I could take a row away from any of these sides that I want to. So I can make this web mix as big or as little as I want it to be. And then I'm going to go ahead and exit out of that, and that'll be good to go. And then it'll stay like that. If I decide in the end that I don't really want this web mix after all, again, I'm going to make sure that I'm on this web mix, and I'm going to go ahead and click remove. And it's going to ask you to actually type in the word delete, because once you delete something, it's going to make sure that it is absolutely deleted. So you can delete this web mix forever, and then it'll be gone. Now that I have created my Symbaloo web mix, I want to set this as my home page. That way it's the first thing that pops up, and I can easily go to any one of these websites every time I open up my web browser. You don't have to do that. You would just have to go to the Symbaloo homepage every time that you wanted to get back into this account. I just found it very easy to make this my homepage. So if you want to set this as your own homepage or your own web mix, what you're going to do is go up to the address bar where it shows the website for your own Symbaloo, and you're going to highlight it, and then you are going to right click and copy it. in your Google Chrome browser, you're going to go to your settings. So in the top corner here, you're going to find the little three dots, and you are going to go all the way down to settings. Once you're on this page where it says appearance, you're going to make sure that the show home button is clicked. So I could go back to my Symbaloo page every time I click on this home button right here. And I don't want it to happen on a new tab page. I want it to be on a home page. So I created a new button here and I pasted my web address there. And once I'm done, I'm going to make sure that everything is set up the way that I wanted it to be. And I don't have to save it. It's going to save on its own. So every time I press the home button, it's going to take me back to my Symbaloo page. And every time I exit out of Chrome and get back into Chrome, the first thing I see is my Symbaloo page. I really do think that this is a great tool to stay organized and remember those websites that you use the most often on one page. And I think this could be really helpful for your students as well, to just have a login button right there for the different websites that they use the most often in your class. As always, if you have any questions, please contact me and I will be glad to help you out.